Good morning. We're going from the coffee beans. We're going to make a beautiful cup of percolated coffee, and this is the station this morning. So I'm just going to show you some of my equipment first. I have a this is called a popcorn maker. So I have a popcorn maker. Now I'm just doing this, it's not a lot. I'm just doing a small amount of coffee, so I don't need big equipment, although I love a husk getter offerer. I have a grinder. Don't know where the lid is. Oh, the lid's over there. Hang on. Okay. Now, okay, grinder, coffee grinder. So there's a couple of things we need. Now, these are all my coffee beans that I have dried. And yeah, so you can keep them at this stage for quite some time, you know, even years, but it's best to get them into the roasted coffee state and keep them this way for a long time, and it prevents any molding or mildew. At this stage, as long as they're really dried out well, I found that you can keep it as well for quite a long time. So it's up to you. Hey, guess what? We just had an earthquake. Really huge. Everything was rocking, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going down a sinkhole. My house is collapsing. I'm going to just disappear into the ground. Everything was shaking and vibrating and making noises, and I'm thinking, oh, and things are falling down, and I'm thinking, what's happening? Anyway, I ran outside. Well, I walked casually outside. Probably should have been a bit quicker in case the house was going to be swallowed into the abyss. But anyway, I went outside and it was the end of it. I did video a little bit of it, but very little. There could be an aftershock. Sometimes a short time after, there's an aftershock. And that will, be roughly the same, a little bit less. All right, so I'm going to keep my eye track on this because this could go for a while, and I want to get it done as quick as possible. So I have quite a lot of coffee beans. I don't drink a lot of coffee. I have cacao. Sometimes I'll have cacao. Sometimes I'll have coffee. And I'm growing my own cacao now, so just to hopefully I can actually get some of my own chocolate. Last year I didn't have enough. Hopefully this year I keep watering it and get much more. We've had a bit of water, but really neat. It gets dry very quickly. I know I'm just decasing them as I'm sitting here, but I don't want to be doing this. I want to be getting on with it. So let's put them under there, and I'll bring you around to the first part of. So you pick them off the tree, and the berries look like this. I pick them off when they're red, sometimes even redder than this. This is the last of them. So you can see some of them are still have a little white on the ends, but there's not many left on the tree. So that's what I'm doing. When I come in, I soak them and I leave them in the water. Like you can, it says a couple of hours. I leave them in for days at a time. And I find that really softens the berries. If you were going to use the berries in cooking, making something, then you would just soak them for a short time and then deberry them. And when you deberry, it looks like this. You just go in and I just squeeze them like this. And squeezing them causes the beans to come off. And it looks something like, oh, I lost that one, like this. And then I just give them a little wash in some water, and then I take them out. You don't have to wash them for too long. I'm making some ginger tea as well. And then you put them, lay them out and put them in the sun. Now, when they're in the sun, you can put them in the sun for days at a time. Just getting that out of the way because I want to be doing stuff here. Okay, look at my stash this morning. This is lunch. It might be lunch today and tomorrow. I've got more here. I went and got some basil, some oregano. I've got some cos lettuce. I've got some chicory. I've got some red cabbage. I've got wombok. I've got nasturtium, and I've got sweet potato leaves. There's a fair bit in there, and I'll probably just cook that up with a little bit of curry. Oh, and some beautiful nasturtium flowers, which had come on too. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's get into this. So where was I? I was making tea. That's right. Should I do that? I don't know. I'm making coffee. Why would I want to make tea? Well, the reason is... had a little bit of a cough thingy, and yeah, I want to have some ginger and lemon tea. Whoops. Okay, I just grated that in there, so I'll sort that out in a minute. All right, so then okay, we've washed it. Oh no, not that one. Where's the washed one? We've washed it. We've put it into the containers. I use a little bit of paper. It's just a little bit. It stops it from sticking on these old trays. And you just, every now and then, you just go out and you move them around. I sometimes have trays of this. So I have trays and trays of this. You can see, and they go out in the sun, in the hot sun. We haven't had a lot of hot sun lately. It's been quite dry, and well, not dry. I mean, it's been raining. Oh gosh, am I going to get my head straight? I think that earthquake kind of made my head a little weird. Anyway, so yeah, just shake them around every day. Go out and wiggle them about, and I don't do them this thick when they're in the sun. I try to make them. The layers probably that thick, but I do lots of trays, so I don't like to have them too crowded because they dry quicker. You want them to really, really dry quick. Okay, so, and you can leave them out for weeks in the sun. So once you've left them out in the sun and they're actually being dried out, they become rather stiff and supple, and they you know, if you squish them together, they can break, and you can get the little beans out, which are these little green Aribica beans. I don't know if you can see them. There's quite a few there. Anyway, I'll just show you briefly what I do. This is not how they commercially do it, of course. It would take them all day, but these little beans. And then I've worked out a way. I have a tray here. This is not my first technique. I used to actually just sit there and rub them and rub them and rub them and get the husk off. Sometimes I would lay them down and I would stand on this and I would rub them standing on them with my feet. I've tried a lot of ways to do it. When you look on the YouTube, there's not a lot of ways. People don't show this technique. They kind of want to keep it secret. I've got a little op shop rolling pin, and I find that I can roll, roll, roll. I can pile them up again and roll. Hear them crunching. Hi. And then you can, I got these gloves. Where are the gloves? Oh, here. So I got some gloves, gardening gloves. These are new, not out of the garden. Mind you, I did test some with my gardening gloves. And then I just pick handfuls up. It makes a mess. Yeah, you're going to make a mess. And then I rub them together. So this is a little less time consuming than, you know, trying to pick them all off. It does save you a bit of time and energy. And it's a really relaxing thing if you put some music on and you're just sitting there doing this coffee thing. And then you get the green bits out. I might get my glasses on here. And just go through them. Make sure that husk is off. So I'm just going to show you one that's half husked. Hang on, they're all husked. It's a half husked. Oh, here's one. So this one's half husked. So it's been crushed. See this hull that comes off them? And you just have to peel that off. But with that rubbing, usually that takes it off. You'll still end up with a little bit of, oh, it's a little papery thing on them. You see the little papery thing? It's hard to tell, but there is a little bit of papery thing in them. And you can leave that on. So we got to that part, right? So you separate them all, and I have got quite a job because I've got a lot to do, into this. Then you get your popcorn maker. Now the popcorn maker is going to be really messy. I usually do it on the sink. Today I'm just going to make a mess, which you will find absolutely divine. I usually put a little thing here. I'm going to move, just going to put a tea towel here, and that way I'll be able to catch some of it and I won't have to okay. I won't have to clean up too much. I mean, I still will have to clean up. It goes everywhere. It usually goes everywhere. In my hair, it goes everywhere. Okay, so what we do is we just sprinkle some in here. So these are the green Arabica coffee beans, and they already have a little bit of hull on them. Don't get too fussy about getting all that paper off. You just want to get the hard hull off. Now I'm just going to put enough in to make a cuppa. It's probably a bit more because I don't want to be here all day. How much have I got in there? Yeah, that seems like heaps. And we turn it on. Now, it does have one of these. Remember, this goes to the back. And I'm going to show you the difference between using it and not using it. So it makes a bit of a noise. I'm going to turn it on and off so I can talk to you, but you'll get the gist of it because it does take a while. So you can see bits floating around there already. Can you see the paper is coming off and it's going out the front? Right, so it goes out the front. Don't know if you heard that. So the paper is going around and round and out the front. And this takes some time. I usually do this and I blow it. And I give it a little shake. You can do this in the oven. You can do this, sorry, I know you probably can't hear me, this is so annoying. You can do this in the oven, or you can do this, you know, in a skillet. Anyway, I just want to show you, when you're doing it in the popcorn, what to listen for. There's some popping. popping and it's cooking. So this is where you want to keep an eye on it, and because it will start browning up and we don't want it burning. So we just want to keep an eye on it. We don't want too much popping. And I'm hoping it doesn't pop. I'm hoping it just pops it and then doesn't. You don't want to overcook it because it will be double cooked and will burn. Okay, now I just wanted to show you that popping sound, and then it will look like this because we've done that part, right? You've heard the cracking. Don't let it crack for too long. It will still crack in that in the pot when it's turned off. Okay, just give it a shake. We don't want that to burn. So then we come to the, yes, you might ask, this is a lot of work for a cup of coffee. But you know what? When you've grown your own Arabica coffee and it's from the garden and you grind it yourself, I'm going to tip all of this in because I'm going to put some into the, I don't know where that one went, into the, hang on. I've got a little thing up here, tiny little container. When I do, when I've browned them all, when, you know, by the time I've got all those beans, like you saw, you know, I've got a stack of them. I will be filling big jars full of ground and, not ground, only cooked, the cooked ones. I won't be using, have I got a thing? Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Check these out so you can have a look at them. Okay, so these are cooked. They're roasted. Now they're only lightly roasted. I don't let them get double roasted. When they're double roasted, they get very, very black. And a lot of people like really strong coffee. I don't, so I keep them brown. Probably looks a lot lighter, but that is quite dark brown. But they've only been cracking a short time. If you leave them cracking until they stop cracking, you have cooked them too much. You've overcooked them. You've double cooked them, and it makes it really strong. Sometimes, well, I can taste it burnt. Some people say they can't taste the burnt, or they just love the burnt flavour. I don't, but some people do. All right, so now when you're storing it, that's how you'd store it. You'd store the coffee beans in their cooked form, and you'd store them in big jars like I showed you, and they will last for years. I'm telling you, I don't drink a lot of coffee, so sometimes my coffee can last a long time. And they say, oh, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you should put it in the freezer, you should do this, you should do that. I am in a warm country, warm climate, still just put these in the cupboard at the back in a cool place, the coolest spot I can find. And I keep it in the cooked form for as long as I can. I usually put a date on the bottle so I know the date. So if it starts tainting, sometimes people say it can go moldy or go off. I've never had that problem in these airtight sealed jars, and I've honestly had the beans for years. I think people want you to drink it quickly. You know, I just don't have the love of it to have it every day or, you know, all the time. I just like a cup here and there. If you're to drink it all the time, then you'd probably need a few more trees. I've only got 2 trees, and that's enough for me. But really, 2 trees could do 2 people. I think 1 tree per person depending on how much coffee they drink. I'm going to make more noise here. So I've got a little thing on the front here. You can see they have a little switch. It goes fine, medium, and it goes coarse, medium, fine. Or is it back the other way? I don't know. Oh no, that's the number of minutes. That's the number of minutes, and then this is the coarse, medium, or fine here. You can turn it around. So first of all, I just leave it on coarse, and I just want it on 4 because I just want a short time. I just want to get that chopped up. I've got an arrow to tell me where the front is because I keep trying to put the front on the back and then it won't work. So I'll just show you. So this is coarse grind. Now some people like a coarse ground coffee. So if you like a coarse ground coffee, oh, it makes me weird already. It's so strong. It's so beautiful. That coffee flavor. You can stop there. I like mine fine, finer. I don't like it totally fine. So I'm just going to go to fine now, and I'm going to leave it on 4. I don't need to grind it until it's powder, like talcum powder. I want a little grain, so I just do that. Great. All right. Let's just have a look at it. Make sure it's, oh, it smells delightful. So that's what it looks like. All right. So then I've got my little percolator. I'm just making 1 cup. I have got larger percolators, and you can use that. So I've already put water in the bottom. I'm trying to speed things up. I'm trying to go a bit faster, and I need a spoon. I can't get in my drawer. Look, my handle has fallen off, and I can't find the screws to. Well, there's screws in there, but obviously they're not holding it. I need a spoon. And I'm just going to spoon this into, I want to make sure it's all done. Yes, it is. I'm just going to spoon it into here. I just need that much. I don't need a lot. Yeah, we haven't had an aftershock, so I don't know what's going on. Here on the coast, it was pretty bad. Apparently, it was all the way down to the north side of Brisbane as well, because my sister contacted me and said that her son had felt the shocks as well down there. And so, yeah, it wasn't just a little wiggly earthquake. But yeah, usually you do feel an aftershock. It was pretty bad though. Oh my God. I mean, I'm in upstairs, so of course the building is going to shake a little bit more than if you're a low set. Well, this is good. All right, let's. So just that little bit that I put in has made me, you know, quite a few cups there. And I'll put the date on this as well. So that's nice. And then I'm just going to squish this down. And it will sort of puff up as the water hits it. Okay. All right. And then I'm just going to put the lid on. My tiny little 1 cup percolated coffee maker. Oh, now I've got to come over this way. Am I going to be able to? I don't know, because you might not be able to see this until I move all this. All right. Let's move some of my stuff out of the way. Look at me go. Just don't want to drop anything. Yeah, I just put a stool there so it was a little bit higher for you to look at. All right, so, and I'm just going to put that on the edge. I have a funny cooker. It's a, I'm storing beans in anything that I can. So, that's it there. Now, this is my ginger. Now, I am going to make a little ginger and lemon tea. So, while this is cooking, I'm just going to get some hot water. Okay. And this is going to take time. Everything seems to take time. But while it's taking time, there's always time to be getting more beans out. Yeah, and I'm boiling a kettle too. So, yeah. Here we go. Oh, hang on, glasses. What do I do with glasses? They seem to disappear into thin air. I just have them. Like half my life, I'm doing stuff continuously. And then the other half is I'm just looking for things that I can't find. Oh, there they are. They're behind everything. So I'm just going to keep going here. Just, oh, money, purple. Yes. How's my guitar coming on? You say? Well, I would urge anyone to take it up. It's a lot of fun. You know what? I can't remember all the words and I can't remember all the keys and everything, but I'm really enjoying the different songs that I'm learning and the chants that I'm learning. And, you know, I put them on the radio and I've got them playing and I play to them sometimes, which is really nice. Some of them got really easy chords, some of them got trickier chords, but, you know, it's really nice to learn them. Oh, so look at me. That's how it started. There was a little bit of a noise and then there was a lot of noise. But, yeah. So this is how you do it. So this is quite a, you know, I think this is, for me, this is coming along good. I can feel it getting really hot and it's starting to make a noise. But yeah, those, there is a machine you can buy. I'm thinking of getting the machine for the more coffee I make. People are happy to, you know, probably buy some of me because it's organic. You can, you know, just to give me some money for some fertilizers and things like that. So you can make a little bit off it if you want. Usually I give it away to people I know who like it. But I don't usually grow enough to give away, which is, you know, I'm only just sustaining. Really, I could probably sustain 2 people here on my little edible garden. But yeah, my strawberries. I'm collecting my strawberries at the moment. It's the beginning of the season for strawberries. So what I'm doing is I'm just collecting them, washing them, decapping them, and then putting them in the freezer. And that way they are, oh, it's starting to whistle now. I can hear it whistling. And then they're ready for when I make something with them, either jam, a pie. Thinking about making a little tart or something like that, with a little gluten-free flour. maybe like a baklava. Baklava. Oh, I can hear it now. Hang on a minute. I'll just turn this one off. Now, can you hear this? I don't know if you can. It's starting to hiss. When you know it's cooked, it will start bubbling up. How are you? Good morning, how are you? It's nice to see your face. Okay. So you keep going until you can't see many, and then of course you just rub them again. And you know, while you're doing it, you can rub them between your fingers as well. Here it goes. Percolator. Oh, I can turn you around. Hang on. And all the water is coming up from the bottom. It's coming up through the coffee, and then it's coming up through the top. And it's actually leaking a little bit there. So, and how I check is just check it, and there it is. It's up there. So that's done. I can turn it off. Okay. And now I want some coffee. So I'll get a cup. I'll just warm this up because it's quite cold. And we don't want it exploding. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes I just warm them up. Putting boiling hot water in can be detrimental sometimes. I'm just going to put this coffee in where you can hear it. Now this is a light coffee. Remember, I don't like it real strong. And I'm going to make 2 cups, so I'm leaving that there. Or should I just pour it in? Oh, for you guys, I'll just use it all. Okay. I'll just use it all just to make it look lovely. Okay, that'll do. Yeah, I need some. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's lovely and roasted. And you can either put some coconut cream in there. I'm not going to this morning. I'm just going to put a little bit of maple syrup. Maple syrup. Why am I on maple syrup? Well, because sugar is not good for you. I know this is a type of sugar. It's from a tree, so it's not from, it's not really processed. It just comes out of the tree, and it's 100% this one. So I'm just going to whack, I don't know how much in here, a spoon. Okay. And if you like, you could put cacao with it, or if you prefer, you could put some lemon in it. It's up to you what you want to put in it. Cinnamon, some people like a little cinnamon. It's up to you how you want to drink it. I am only going to sniff it because this is very, very hot. That's such a beautiful flavour. Really light and delicate. So, I've shown you here how to, from woe to go. Just putting this back on over here. And that's how you do it. We start off with the berries. We do a lot of bits and pieces with it, which is quite difficult. I mean, it's a long process. It's not just a short process. You've got your berries. You soak them for days on end. Then you take the berries and you deberry them, and you get these little tiny beans, which then you put out in the sun for a couple of weeks. in hot sun, for a couple of weeks. If it's not really sunny, you might need longer, and you let them really, really dry out, and then you bring them in, and then you can dehull them depending on how you want to do it. Everybody does it differently. You can just rub them with your fingers. I was just rubbing them with my fingers, and then you come with these little beautiful green Arabica beans, which you can then use your popcorn maker, put them in the oven and turn them all the time, or cook them on a cast iron. I would use cast iron only. It gives a lovely heat, it keeps the heat up, and you can then just stir it and sit there, even on an open fire. It's a really lovely thing to do. And then once you've done that, you can grind it. You can either use your mortar or pestle to grind it, or you can use a electric one, which I'm very lucky. I have the electric things. I mean, I didn't buy none of this equipment is expensive. I just went to the local, am I allowed to say it? The big, oh, hang on, how do you do, okay, is it? I don't know. Anyway, and so for $15 for the grinder, and I say $20 odd for the popcorn maker, it's great. If you're doing bigger batches, like I'm doing very small batches, you don't want your popcorn maker to blow up or catch on fire, which it happens, that does happen. Or you can, you know, for bigger batches, I use the big, I've got a deep, it's quite a deep cast iron pan, and it's quite round. It's about 10 inches and it's really big. And yeah, when you are cooking them, some of them cook quicker, some of them cook slower. You just pick out the ones that are cooking rapidly, and you can work out what color you want them to be. If you want, like I do, I like a nice light coffee. You only cook them to their popping temperature, which is just a click, click. If you want them really, really dark, is there some dark ones in there? Sometimes there's some dark ones in there because some cook quicker than others. I make a bright mess here, and I've got to be careful because I have burnt my lip a few weeks ago drinking some really hot scalding, oh, it was chai, it wasn't tea, or coffee. It wasn't coffee either. So what is happening with this thing? Oh, there we go. So, all right. So that's the joys of coffee making from your own beans in your backyard. Organic, you look after them, you know what's in them, you know what you're watering them. And I use a lot of my compost from my scraps, and I just dig around the trees and I bury it under the compost, and that's the food they're eating. The worms are coming up, they're aerating the ground, the worms are doing their droppings. I might put some chicken a poo down, something like that, but I really don't go to a great length of work to keep the coffee beans. It's a really lovely little hobby for you to do. You can just have one or two in the corner of your garden. They don't take up much space. They probably grow about 8 foot tall, 8 feet. It's not like, it's 2 meters something. It's not that tall, and they grow about that wide. But if you plant them both together like mine are, it'll take up a width of about say 150 to 2 meters, and you will have them. I mean, I've heard people saying they can live to 100 years old if you look after them. I went away one year and the ground dried out, and one of my plants suffered, and rather than cutting it back and letting it all sprout up again, I just left it because it gives, I mean, I have got loads of coffee. I need time to actually get, because I do a lot of things. I sew, like at the moment I'm sewing. I play guitar, I'm gardening, I'm swimming. I do have things that I like to do. I like to cook as well, so you know that. But anyway, give it a go. Anything else I need to tell you? Could have put some ginger in here, I suppose. I just want to taste it without anything, adding too much more into it. It's very hot though. It's still very hot. I can taste that. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to get a little spoon. Oh, that'll be nice. Just want to know if I cooked it long enough. And don't worry if you haven't cooked it long enough, because I've done this before where I've just reheated it and cooked it again. And it's called double roasting. Normally, if you want a darker roast, you can double roast. And before it gets to the stage of cooking through, you take it off the heat and then you reheat it, and that gives it the double heating. Perfect. So mine's a light, like I said, and anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going, and I'm going to get on with my day. Just a few moments in my day. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'm coughing. I did have some beautiful, beautiful greens from my garden, and I've got chicory. I've got all sorts. This will be my lunch. I'm just going to cook this up with some quinoa and some chickpeas, and that will be lunch. I don't even think I can eat all that. This will probably be a pot. I make a pot of some sort of curry, and I've got some lovely, lovely, ooh, sweet, sweet, sweet love. The nectar in these is beautiful. I just took a couple because I know the bees love them as well. So I like to share in the garden. All right, well, ciao for now, guys. If you like this video, share it, because, you know, there might be someone you know who wants to, you know, work a million days on end just to get a cup of coffee. But it's free, so, you know, none of this really cost me much. Oh, yeah, well, I bought the grinder and the popcorn maker, which I don't need because I've got a pot and I do have a mortar and pestle. But I do try to make my life a little bit easier and not so complicated. So, but you can do this, and the coffee is really beautiful, and you know where it's coming from. There's no pesticides. There's no, yeah, sort of free radicals running around in it. It's just beautiful. All right, well, I'm going to get on with my day, and I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, and the children next door, they just love coming over, and they like to just sit there sometimes and do some of the harvesting with me. They also like painting and drawing and gardening, so they're really having a good time with it. And I do too, actually. I might go. Yeah, it's cooling down now. It's perfect. I'll get a real buzz out of this. I don't drink a lot of coffee. I won't drink this whole cup. I'll probably just drink a couple of shots of it, and then that'll be it. I'll keep the next lot for later. I can't have too much coffee. It just gives me such a high, and I'm like a little wild. And that's okay too. So, all right. Well, if you've got coffee trees in your backyard, and that's how you do it. Ciao for now. Peace on earth.